Hello everyone. Now we are discussing about the cascading style sheet. So within this unit we will cover the syllabus, CSS overview, CSS rules, CSS regulations and CSS syntax and the selector types and then types of CSS and then properties of CSS. Right? So coming to the first one. So first we will see about the introduction about the CSS. So CSS acts like the magic paintbrush for the web page, as the paintbrush transforms a plain canvas into a masterpiece. CSS transforms plain web page into beautiful, stylish websites. So this is used to control the look and feel of web pages, making them visually appealing and easy to navigate. CSS enables the customization of colors, fonts, spacing, and the addition of animations to elements on a web page. It allows for the application of universal properties to all HTML elements and facilitates the alteration of element structure in presentation. This is particularly useful for designing a template of style that remains consistent across different content. And coming to overview of CSS. So these are the different versions of CSS, and the CSS firstly introduced in the year 1996. So that version is called as CSS1, and the supported features used in CSS1 is basic styling capabilities like fonts, colors, spacing. And in CSS2 it was introduced in the year 1998, and the supporting features of the CSS2 is positioning, backgrounds, borders, printing features. And in the era of 1999, they introduced the version CSS3, and the supported features of the CSS3 is selectors, media queries, transitions, animations. And then the next version is still we are using that version CSS4. Grid layout, variable fonts, advanced selectors are the supported features of the CSS4. And this is the syntax of the CSS. First see the picture. So within the picture we have mainly three parts. First one is selector tag and the second part is within the braces we are declaring the different declarations. Not only one declaration, we can use number of declarations. So each and every declaration consists of property and their values. Selector tags are nothing but we can use different types of selectors we will discuss later, and here one example is also there. First, within the declaration we use property and their value, and property and value are separated with the colon symbol, and we can separate each and every declaration with semicolon. So selected tag braces open, we can define different properties. See the example. Here we are taking the example for H1 tag. So H1 is the basic tag used in HTML. So we are applying different styles for that H1 tag. Whatever the data is there in the H1 tag, we are applying different styles to that H1 tag data. So here we are defining the properties background color, font size, border width and border style. Coming to background color, the value for given background color is yellow and the value of the font size is 52 pixels and border width is 10 pixels and border style is double. So all these properties are applied to the H1 tag elements. So here we can see the elements of CSS style. So selector. Selector is nothing but HTML tag. Declaration is nothing but defining certain properties between braces opening and close. Property. Style category supports with subproperties. Assignment operator. Use it to assign RHS values to LHS property. That means right hand side values to the left hand side property. Value. Change specification whether the value will be either number or string. And separation characters. Here we are using the separation character as semicolon. That means we can divide the rest of properties with the semicolon. Then we are seeing about the selector. Specific, it specifies HTML elements targeted for styling. Example, H1 selects all the elements. Declaration contains properties enclosed in curly braces defining style for selected elements. Example, H1 of font size 20 points, color red. Property represents a style category with sub-properties determining specific visual attributes. Example, font size controls the size of text. Assignment operator is the next one. Colon is the assignment operator which assigns the value on the right hand side to the property on the left hand side. Example, font size 20 points. So 20 points is the right hand side value and font size is the property, that is the left hand side value. So we are assigning 20 points to the left hand side property value. Define the specification for a property such as a number or string. Example, color column red. Sets the text to color to red. Separation character. Here we are using the separation character as semicolon. It divides list of properties within a declaration. Example, font size 20 points is one declaration. Color red is another declaration. So we are separating those two declarations with the semicolon. And coming to types of selectors. So within the CSS, we are using four types of selectors. And the first one is element selectors and the second one is class selector and ID selector. These two are combinedly called as group selector and the third one is universal selector. So coming to element selector specification. Element selectors target specific HTML elements by using the elements tag. Example, H1. H1 is the tag name and the properties defined in the H1 tag is color red. H1 elements and sets their text color to red. And coming to group selector specification. Group selectors allow you to apply the same styles to multiple selectors by separating them with commas. Example, H2, comma P applies italic font style to both H2 and paragraph elements. And the third one is universal selector specification. The symbol used for universal selector is asterisk. Targets all elements on a web page. Example, asterisk, braces open, margin 0, padding 0. Sets the margin and padding of all the elements to 0. So here the example for types of selectors explained before this topic. So coming to this program, so within the program we are defining all selectors within the style tag. The style tag will be defined in the head tag. So HTML open, head open, style open. The first CSS tag is universal selector and the properties defined within the universal tag is font family, Arial, sans serif, background color orange and the second one is block code. So this is the element selector, font style, italic, color, green. Next one is selector with multiple elements. So this is related to the group selector specification. So here we are using the two tags H3, P and the properties defined is belonging to the two tags. Text align left, font size 10 pixels. Then we are closing the style tag and head close and coming to body. So whatever the properties defined in the universal selector, so all the properties are applied to the total program. And whatever the properties defined in the block code are applied to the block code tag elements. And whatever the properties defined in H3 and P tag, so all the elements are applied to the, all the properties are applied to the H3 and paragraph tags. Coming to class selector. Class selector is nothing but style classes are fundamentals in CSS for defining global styles that can be applied to multiple elements within the same style. They facilitate the styles of consistent reusability styles throughout a web page of application. Utilizing style classes involves three essential elements. That is nothing but declaration, definition, and call. Declaration specifies class with a name, and definition specifies set of style properties and value, and call execution and apply style. And here is the example for defining a class selector. And each and every class selector start with the symbol dot, and my class is the class name defined in the body tag elements. So let's see this example. Here we are declaring HTML tag and we are mentioning the language as the attribute, and the language we are taking as English and opening the head tag. And then meta tags are defined, and then coming to title tag, style class example is the title of that program, and coming to style tag. So within the style tag we are using the red class red class selector, max class selector, min class selector, and my class selector. For the red class selector, we are defining the declarations as color red. And for the max class selector, we are defining the declarations font size 50 pixels. And for the minimum class selector, we are defining the declarations font size 20 pixels. And for the my class selector, we are defining the declarations background color light blue, border 2 pixels solid navy, padding 10 pixels, border radius 5 pixels. And I am closing the style tag and head tag. And coming to body. So all the classes used in the above style tag are defined in the body tag. So for the paragraph tags, here we are creating three paragraph tags, and for each and every paragraph having different class names. First paragraph tag has red class, second one is max, and the third one is max, min, and the next one div tag consists of class, my class. And whatever the content defined in different classes and all the styles applied to those tags. And then we are closing the body tag and then HTML tag. So this is the best example for class selectors. And coming to ID selectors. So ID selector, a universal style selector targets specific elements within a document, and it's commonly associated with identification. The ID attribute is a standard attribute available for all HTML elements, serving the purpose of uniquely identifying each element within a document. The ID selector in CSS is defined by a set of style properties with a user-defined name preceded by the asterisk symbol. This, these defined styles are then applied to the corresponding element using the ID attribute with a value matching the ID selector name. So here is the example or syntax for the ID selector. So first one is asterisk ID. So asterisk is the symbol stands for the ID selector and braces open, and we can define property and their value. Like that we can define number of properties and number of values. The combination of property and value is called as declaration. Then we can see one example. So within this example, we are defining HTML tag, or we are opening a HTML tag, head tag, and ID selector is the title name. And within the style tag, we are defining the ID selector as menu. So within the menu tag, we define four properties: color as yellow, font size as 24 pixels, background color as gray, and width as 30 pixels. And then we are closing the style tag, head tag, and then open body tag. So all these properties are applied to UL elements. That means within the UL tag, we are creating the ID as menu. So in the above style tag, we are defining the properties for the menu ID. So all the properties defined in the above section are applied to the UL tag. So this is the example for ID selectors. So these are the differences between class selectors and ID selectors, and the differences are related to syntax, example, and whether all those selectors are applied to whether in multiple elements or for the single elements, and for the multiple classes and for the single class. And like that we are dividing, or we are separating class selector and ID selector. And coming to div tag and span tag. And these two tags are already explained in the previous series. So coming to types of style sheets. So mainly the style sheets are divided into three types. First one is external style sheet, embedded style sheet, and inline style sheet. External style sheet. This method involves defining a global style templates in a separate CSS document. These style sheets are then linked to HTML pages using the link tag, enabling consistent styling across multiple elements. Second one is embedded style sheet. When style changes are limited to a single page, you can define styles within a style container directly in the HTML page. This keeps the styles encapsulated within the document. Inline styles. For unique and exclusive changes applied to specific elements in a particular position, inline styles are utilized. This involves using the style attributes directly within the HTML tags to apply CSS properties to individual. So these are the definitions about the inline, embedded, and external style sheet. So now we are discussing some different examples for inline, internal, and embedded and external style sheet. So first coming to, so this is the example for external style sheet. So within the external style sheet, we are creating two web pages. That is nothing but for one for CSS and the second for HTML. So first we can create a CSS file style.css. So within the styles.css, we are creating all the properties for body tag, h1 tag and p tag. And that name will be used in main.html. So coming to main.html, so within the HTML page, head tag, title tag is also there, and within the head tag, we are creating a link tag, and whatever the file created for the CSS, style.css is included within the HTML page with the attribute h reference. href is equal to styles.css. So including CSS file, we are using the link tag, and that link tag will be taken in the head tag. Coming to body. So body tag have h1, p tags. So whatever the properties defined for body h1 and p tags, all the properties applied to this HTML page. So this is the example program for external style sheet. And coming to embedded style sheet example. So here head tag taken, title tag, and coming to style tag. So within the style tag, we are defining different properties, body, h1 and then closing the style tag, head class and coming to body. So within the body tag, we are defining the h1 tag, paragraph tag. So whatever the properties defined in the above head tag, style tag, all those properties are applied to the body element. That means for the h1 tag, we can apply h1 style. For the p tag, we are applying p styles. So this is an example program for embedded style sheet. And coming to inline style sheet. So this is the example program for inline style sheet. So within this inline style sheet, we are using style as one attribute within the tag. So within this program, we are using the div tag and image tag. So within the div tag, we are creating the style position absolute and top 50 and the left 50 and image tag. And then we are creating some source image and the width and height of the image will be adjusted. And then we are closing the div tag. And at the same time, we are defining the another two division tags and then closing the body tag. So this is the example for inline style sheets. So this is nothing about the styles of style sheets. And coming to CSS properties. So we are having number of CSS properties. Among them, we are choosing only some style. That means we are defining some properties for the style sheet. They are nothing but font properties, box properties, text properties, background properties, form properties, and listed. Font property having property name as font family, font size, font weight, font style, line height. Box properties are having property names as width, height, margin, and padding. And the text properties are having the property names color, text align, text decoration, and text transform. And the background property has property name as background color, background image, background size. And the form property has the property names border, border radius, and outline. And the list properties are having the property names list style type, list style image, and list style position. And the corresponding values are there within the table. So font family having the values as some different styles of fonts, and font size has some numbers, and font weight has normal, bold, border, etc. And font style has normal, italic, and oblique. Line height has some number, length, and normal. And the example is given at the side. That means line height is 1.5. And coming to box property, width, height, margin, and padding, and all these properties are given with the pixels size. That means we are giving some number. Coming to text, color code or name or anything. And the text align is nothing but we can align the text left, right, center, and justify. We can decorate the text with none, underline, overline, and line through. Text transformation, none, uppercase, lowercase, and capitalize. Background means we can apply different colors. And then form means we can apply border width, border style, and color with values. And also border radius is also given as value, and the outline is also given as value, and with the outline style and color. And the list style type is also having some value, and with the disc, circle, square, decimal leading, zero, and etc. And the list style image is also having some images. List style position is nothing but we can arrange inside or outside the list. So this is nothing but cascading style sheet. Thank you.